Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. In today's video, we are going to talk through 0 to 1 Notes on Startups or How to Build the Future by Peter Thiel and Blake Masters, published in 2014. But before we start, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so that you never miss any of our upcoming videos. Okay, let's get started. In the book 0 to 1 by Peter Thiel and Blake Masters, the authors discuss the importance of creating new and unique technology rather than simply copying existing models. They argue that the future is defined by vertical progress, which involves doing something new and innovative, rather than horizontal progress, which involves copying what already exists. Thiel and Masters highlight the need for technological change in order to sustain global growth and prevent environmental devastation. They also emphasize the role of startups in driving innovation, as they are able to think critically and question established norms. The authors challenge popular beliefs about the future and provide insights into creating successful businesses that create new things. The book discusses the dot-com mania of the late 1990s and early 2000s. It highlights the global context of economic challenges, such as recessions and financial crises, that set the stage for the explosive growth and subsequent crash of the dot-com bubble. Modders, who was running PayPal during this time, reflects on the intense but short-lived period of irrational exuberance and the lessons learned from the dot-com bust. The 4 lessons that emerged from the crash: making incremental advances, staying lean and flexible, improving on the competition, and focusing on product rather than sales, have become dogma in the startup world, but may not necessarily be the best approach. To build the next generation of companies, it is necessary to abandon these dogmas and think independently. The authors discuss the difference between monopolistic and competitive businesses and how both monopolists and competitors tend to bend the truth. Monopolists lie to protect themselves and conceal their monopoly, while competitors lie to make themselves seem unique and exceptional. Monopolies have the advantage of not having to worry about competition, allowing them to focus on their workers, products, and impact on the world. Thiel and Masters argue that monopolies can be beneficial because they drive progress and innovation while also acknowledging that they can harm customers. The authors also critique the obsession with competition in society, particularly in education, and reflects on their own experiences with competition. Competition is like war, destructive and ultimately detrimental. People compete with each other because they are different or because they lose sight of the reasons for their rivalry. In the business world, rivalry causes companies to focus on their competitors rather than what really matters, and it often leads them to overemphasize old opportunities and imitate what has already worked. Competition can make people lose focus and hallucinate opportunities that don't exist. He suggests that instead of engaging in destructive competition, companies should aim to build a monopoly business that can generate cash flows in the future. A great business, he points out, is defined by its ability to endure and create value over time. Building a monopoly requires a combination of factors, such as proprietary technology that is at least 10 times better than its closest substitute. Radical innovation or improvement in an existing solution can lead to this level of superiority. Additionally, network effects, where the product becomes more valuable as more people use it, can create a strong advantage. Economies of scale, where fixed costs can be spread over increasing sales, also contribute to monopoly power. Finally, branding can be a powerful way to claim a monopoly by creating a strong and unique identity. Startups should start with a small market they can dominate and gradually expand into related markets. Disruption should be avoided, and being the last mover in a market can lead to long-term success. Successful people, such as Malcolm Gladwell, Warren Buffett, Jeff Bezos, and Bill Gates, attribute their success to a combination of luck and advantage. However, the existence of serial entrepreneurs who have started multiple successful businesses challenges the idea that success is purely due to luck. While successful individuals often have an easier time due to their networks and experience, it is important not to dismiss their strategic planning. Unfortunately, it is impossible to conduct experiments to determine the role of luck versus planning in success. Different attitudes towards the future shape our approach to success. Indefinite attitudes, which dominate today's society, emphasize formal rules and a diverse skill set, leading to a lack of definite plans. Individuals with a definite attitude, on the other hand, determine the best course of action and pursue it with conviction. The future can be viewed as better or worse than the present, resulting in 4 different perspectives: indefinite pessimism, definite pessimism, definite optimism, and indefinite optimism. Society today leans towards indefinite optimism, where people expect a better future but do not make specific plans to achieve it. Industries like finance, which rely on uncertainty and diversification, epitomize indefinite thinking. Successful entrepreneurs often hand their money over to banks, which then distribute it to institutional investors, who further diversify by investing in stocks. Thiel and Masters discuss the concept of indefinite optimism and its implications in various aspects of society. It highlights how politicians rely on constant polling to tailor their image to public opinion, how government focuses more on insurance and entitlement spending rather than solving specific problems, and how philosophers like Rawls and Nozick have an indefinite attitude towards the future. They also explore the shift in attitudes towards death and the impact of probabilistic thinking on the progress of biotechnology. It argues that indefinite optimism is inherently unsustainable, as it lacks concrete plans for the future. Instead, the author suggests that prioritizing design and planning, as exemplified by Steve Jobs and Apple, leads to long-term success. Overall, there is a need for a cultural revolution to move towards a more definite future. The Power Law states that a small handful of companies will achieve exponentially greater value compared to others. Venture capitalists aim to identify and fund these high-value companies, but most funds fail to do so. Many VCs underestimate the degree of difference between companies and fail to see the Power Law. This results in a portfolio of flops rather than successful investments. The chapter also emphasizes the importance of focusing on companies with the potential to return the value of the entire fund and the need to break the rules of diversification. It also highlights the misconception that life is a portfolio and encourages individuals to think about whether their actions will fall on the Power Law curve. The chapter concludes by discussing the importance of secrets and how to find them in order to build valuable companies that tackle important but unknown problems. Many people today believe that there are no secrets left to uncover, and that all the world's hard problems have already been solved. However, this mindset is detrimental to progress and innovation. Belief in secrets is essential to finding and discovering new knowledge and ideas. The absence of secrets leads to complacency, risk aversion, and a lack of curiosity. Society has become less open to unorthodox ideas, resulting in fewer cults but also a loss of wonder and a stagnant state of conventional thinking. The world cannot progress without the relentless pursuit of secrets. Secrets exist in both nature and people, but often the secrets about people are underappreciated. The best place to find secrets is where no one else is looking, in fields that have not been standardized or institutionalized. If you find a secret, the choice of whether or not to share it depends on its nature and potential dangers. The author emphasizes the importance of keeping secrets and only sharing important information with those who need to know. It suggests that every great business is built around a secret that is hidden from the outside, and when this secret is shared with others, they become fellow conspirators in the company's mission. The book also discusses the critical decisions that need to be made at the foundation of a company, such as choosing the right co-founder and building a team that works well together. It explains the concepts of ownership, possession, and control in a company, and highlights the need for alignment among all members. Thiel and Masters' book also addresses the issue of compensation, suggesting that high cash salaries can hinder a CEO's commitment to a company's mission, and that equity is a better form of compensation as it aligns individuals towards creating future value. Equity, the tied-up form of currency to a company, is a powerful tool that reveals a preference for the long term. The founding moment of a company happens just once and sets the rules that align people towards creating future value. The most valuable companies are open to invention and continuously create new things. The founding moment can steer a company towards the creation of new things rather than just stewarding inherited success. The culture of a startup is crucial and should be built with intention. The team should be cohesive and focused on a shared mission. Startups should strive to hire people who are not only talented but also excited about working specifically with them. The company culture should be a unique match for the individual as well. Startup employees should be different in the same way and heavily devoted to the company's mission. Internal roles should be sharply distinguished, and reduced competition among employees leads to better long-term relationships. Sales is often underrated in Silicon Valley, but it is essential for the success of a company. Advertising works by embedding subtle impressions in people's minds to drive sales later. Thiel and Masters discuss the importance of sales and distribution in business and the different methods to effectively sell a product. They highlight the misconception that sales and distribution are easy and trivial, when in fact they require hard work and skill. The writers emphasize the role of persuasion in sales and how salespeople are often seen as actors prioritizing persuasion over sincerity. There are different sales models, such as complex sales, personal sales, marketing and advertising, and viral marketing. Each model has its own challenges and strategies, but all are essential in building a successful business. Ultimately, the authors argue that distribution is a critical component of a product's design, and that a strong distribution plan is necessary to support even the best product. The book discusses the power law of distribution and emphasizes the importance of finding one effective distribution channel for a business to be successful. It highlights that poor sales, rather than a bad product, is the most common cause of failure for businesses. It also emphasizes the importance of selling not only the product but also the company to employees, investors, and the media. Computers are complementing rather than replacing human workers. It discusses the differences between man and machine and how they can work together to achieve better results. The writer gives examples of businesses such as PayPal and Palantir that have used this man-machine symbiosis to succeed. They also mentions the ideology of computer science that often focuses on replacing human efforts with machines. While the authors discuss the limitations of relying solely on computers and big data for problem solving. While computers can find patterns and generate recommendations, they lack the ability to interpret complex behaviors or compare patterns from different sources. They argues for the importance of human analysts and the need for computers to assist humans in solving difficult problems. Thiel and Masters also touch on the concept of strong AI, where computers surpass humans on all important dimensions, and the potential risks and uncertainties associated with such advancement. Additionally, the author analyzes the failure of the clean tech industry, attributing it to neglecting key business questions related to engineering, timing, market monopoly, team expertise, distribution, durability, and unique opportunities. The book discusses the rise and fall of the clean tech industry, highlighting its failure to anticipate competition, its misguided assumptions about the energy market, and its lack of differentiation. It also explores the concept of social entrepreneurship and how clean tech companies aim to combine profit and the public interest, but ultimately failed to do so. The success of Tesla is analyzed, with the company's ability to dominate a specific market, its superior technology, and its unique brand being identified as key factors in its success. While the clean tech industry may have failed, the need for new energy sources is still real, and future energy startups must focus on finding a niche and dominating a small market. The book highlights the importance of founders and their impact on companies. It mentions individuals like Sean Parker, who went from being a criminal hacker to co-founding Napster and later becoming the founding president of Facebook. The authors also discuss the idea of founders being seen as outsiders and insiders, similar to figures in classical mythology. They explores the concept of celebrities as modern-day royalty and how they are often praised and blamed by society. They then delves into the stories of fallen stars like Elvis Presley, Michael Jackson, and Britney Spears, as well as the rise and fall of tech founders like Howard Hughes, Bill Gates, and Steve Jobs. They emphasize the importance of founders in shaping and leading companies, while also cautioning against becoming too consumed by one's own myth. The chapter ends by discussing possible future scenarios for humanity, ranging from a stable plateau of development to potential collapse or extinction. Competition for scarce resources poses a challenge to the notion of a global plateau that can last indefinitely. Without new technology to alleviate competitive pressures, stagnation could lead to conflict and ultimately extinction. The alternative scenario is that we create new technology to forge a better future, which has been termed the singularity. This concept envisions the development of superhuman artificial intelligence and exponential growth in various fields. However, regardless of the potential outcomes, it is important for us to realize that the future will not materialize on its own. we must take the responsibility to actively work towards creating a better future. Rather than focusing solely on achieving cosmic singularity, we should seize the unique opportunities available to innovate and improve our present reality. The first crucial step is to think independently and reimagine our world, preserving it while also transforming it for the benefit of future generations. Thank you so much for watching this video. Your support means the world to us. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. We'll see you in the next video.